Welcome to you, Todd. We are so happy for everybody that you are here to tell the story. Talk us through that particular race and the crash at Sandown. When you see that, can you just explain what happened?
Yeah, it looks pretty spectacular, doesn't it? It's pretty wild, but yeah, it was a pretty gut-wrenching feeling for me. We're going down the back straight there over 260 kilometres an hour, so it's the fastest part of the track. You're in top gear. And yeah, I was side by side with the Nissan there, and we was on the last lap of the race. So, you know, for me, I just wanted to get through that corner nicely, and I was just going to file in, but Jono Webb was there behind me and got a little love tap. And then when you're going that fast, it was just basically hands on the helmet, going backwards, foot on the brake, and just waiting for the hit. As the drivers all know that the wall is there. And yeah, that was probably the most sickening feeling, just waiting for the wall and then hitting it, and it just felt like I was in the air for like 10 seconds. So, and then just felt like I was in a washing machine from that point afterwards.
Wow. And you got up, you walked away from the crash, and then you got straight back into the car. Is that normal to go straight back into the car and like race again?
Yeah, people said I was mad, that's for sure. So yeah, it was basically just get back out there, and I think for me that was the best thing for it.
Do you have checks, though, medical checks between crashing and...?
Yeah, the medical staff were fantastic. There's a huge group of people there. They were on the scene to the crash before I even got out of the car. At the time I was actually winded, so I was struggling to get myself out. Didn't even realise I was on my side, and it's pretty rare for the whole car to fill full of mud, but because the roof skin actually popped off when it hit the roof, I hit the wall. When I actually rolled, it actually filled the whole car full of mud. I wear glasses and I had my visor up, so that was covered in mud as well. So I was winded, I couldn't see, and then the first thing I did when I was on my side, I unplugged my belts, not knowing I was on my side, so I half fell out the car. So we have a cool suit pipe, and that kind of plugs into the other side of the car, so that was the only thing holding me in, and yeah, it was a pretty wild few seconds before I got out.
Todd, your sister Lauren is actually here with us tonight. Lauren, you were at the racetrack when this happened. How did you feel when you saw this? Were you terrified, or were you like, yay, he's out of the picture, or like, what did you feel?
I mean, when he wasn't getting out of the car, like, the world just stopped. So until he got out and everything was okay, I could breathe again, and yeah, went straight to the medical centre.
Oh, unbelievably
That's really emotional.
Are you, Todd, are you fearless or stupid?
Probably a bit of both. There has to be that really good mixture, I think, so...
I mean, it's really, most people wouldn't get back in a car, but you love it, obviously.
Oh, 100%. It's my career, and I think as drivers, we all know that's what we sign up for. We all know that we can have big incidents if we get it wrong, and that's all part of the fun. But yeah, you just got to get back on the horse and have another go, and that's what, fortunately for me, I was able to do that because I think, you know, the more time you have...
Yeah, but horses don't go 260 Ks, mate. I'm with her. No, it's great, it's great.
Yeah, so.
Now, Todd, you talk about career. What are your aspirations in racing? I understand you had some ambitions to get over to Europe at some point.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was running in the Formula 3 Championship here in Australia, and we got second in that. And for me, the dream was to always go overseas and experience it and put myself up against the world's best. But you know, at the time, I was just a young kid from Adelaide. We don't have, you know, wealthy family. Didn't have overseas connections, so that dream was pretty tough to achieve. Well, realistic at that point. It's a lot of money involved.
How expensive is it?
You're talking millions of dollars.
Oh, wow.
You know? So for me, my racing budget here in Australia to race a whole year was a testing budget for 2 days over in Europe.
Wow.
Puts in perspective how much it was.
And so you had a non-traditional pathway in getting into this because you were discovered as part of a reality TV show. Can you talk to us about that? That's amazing.
Was it The Bachelorette?
Yeah. If I could have 21 girlfriends, that would be perfect. But no, it was a little bit different. Yeah, Shannon's put together an initiative where they had 8 drivers from around the country, 2 from over the UK. And actually went on to win the show and win a testing contract with Ford Performance Racing, which was the factory Ford team at the time, which was, you know, for myself a huge moment. And that gave me my first shot into supercar land.
Well, you had a crash last week. We have talked about that a lot, but the season still goes on. So the Super 2 Series, you were leading, you crashed, you lost some points in that particular race, second overall. The guy that's leading at the moment is Paul Dumbrell. Can you get him before the end of the season?
Definitely. There's 300 points up for grabs. We're only 45 behind. We went into the last round only 5 points in front, so it's been a really close championship all year. So, yeah, definitely elbows up. You know, he's won the series twice. I haven't. He's won a Bathurst and I haven't. So I got a lot to gain. He's got a lot... well, for me, I got nothing to lose, really.
Yeah.
So,
Todd,
see what happens.
Have you ever farted in a press conference?
Did I fart or no? No. No, definitely not. We do have some pretty funny press conferences, though. We've got some pretty good characters in our game. So it's good times.
Look, we don't have much more time with you, but I'd like to give you my safety goggles.
Everybody, please thank Todd for joining us on Sideliners.